you've been looking for a high-end smartphone with a large screen, the Moto X Style might be for you, also known as the Moto X Pure Plus, sorry, the Pure Edition. I keep having to check that one. This could be an interesting one for you because we've got the full review up on the website now and it scored 86%. What I'm going to do in this video is go through some of the features and the performance test results, screen test results and battery life test results we got from our full review, and the list of pros and cons at the end. So go to notebookcheck.net for the full review where it scored 86%. So let's start off with some basics for you, the specifications. As you can see, it's not running the very high-end Qualcomm Snapdragon. It's running the 808, which is the 6-core version with the Adreno 418 graphics. We have got 3 gigs of RAM, and that screen is a 5.7-inch 2560 by 1440, so a very high resolution screen. I'm going to give you some much more detailed information about that screen later on in this video. Also notable in the specification, AC Wi-Fi support on both 2.4 and 5 GHz bands. 32 gig storage inside here with 24 gigs free. And of course we're running Android, and it's a very stock, very unmodified version of Android 5.1 Lollipop. Take a closer look at that casing and you'll see the rubberized back finish, which is really grippy, and it's actually very nice to hold. Also on the back is the camera, and this is not a fingerprint reader. There's no fingerprint reader on the Moto X. It bevels down slightly at the top, which is quite a nice design feature. Headphone socket and your SIM card slot is there. Let's continue around the outside. And this isn't until you get to the bottom that you see the micro USB 2 port with no MHL support, but it does have OTG on the go support, so you can connect external hard drives. On the right hand side and just to the top is an easily accessible power button that's got a very hard surface to it, a patterned surface to it, and then a softer volume rocker switch, so it's easy to know where you're going on the controls on the right hand side. The only thing that might be said is the weight of the device means that it feels quite heavy in the hand, quite bulky, and there maybe is a little bit too much heaviness on the top. Would have been nicer to have some more of the weight down at the bottom for this 5.7-inch smartphone. We checked out the GPS with this and we're pretty good with the results, both indoor and outdoor. You can check out some test routes that we did with a cycle ride using GPS tracking on the full website. There's the 22 megapixel rear camera, which is giving us good results, and we've got some more detail, including some test card results on the full review. The results aren't up there with super high-end smartphones, but pretty good, and certainly good for snapshot photography. There's obviously a number of modes. The only thing we'll say is that low light performance wasn't that good. Some more detail on that screen then. 551 pixels per inch and a maximum brightness that we measured in the middle of 538 nits, which is pretty good. One other good feature of this is the color accuracy. 2.63 is what we measured on the color checker Delta E 2000 score, and 3.24 on the grayscale, so that's really accurate colors there. Contrast not so great though at 815 to 1, and that's going to affect outdoor sunlight viewability, which isn't up there with the best of the high-end smartphones. Let's take a look at performance, and we'll start with PC Mark for Android. The Moto X, which is running a very stock version of Lollipop, coming in at 5859 points, and that might be because of the speed of the storage inside. We'll take a look at that in a second, but that's a good score for the Motorola Moto X Style. Octane V2, 8056 points, which beats, for example, the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge Plus and the Huawei Mate S, so the Octane V2 scores are pretty good there. There's the Android Bench 3 read speed report for the Moto X Style, 246 megabytes per second, 256 KB read speed. Not as fast as, for example, the Samsung Galaxy Edge, but certainly up there and beating some of the others, especially the previous Moto X from 2014. We have some gaming test results for you on the full review, so check that out if you're interested in gaming. One important feature of this phone is its ability to keep the clock rate high while it's under long-term load. We measured about 41, 42 degrees maximum on the device under load, and importantly we didn't measure any tail off or any downclocking on performance under long-term load conditions. Speakers are also pretty good for this market and certainly very loud. Given the weight and the size of the Moto X Style, the 3000 mAh battery isn't that big, and in fact that's reflected in some of the battery run times. For example, 6 hours 40 minutes Wi-Fi surfing is not best in class. There's a comparison of battery life for you there. Wi-Fi v1.3 test that we didn't come close to the Galaxy S6 Edge Plus, the iPhone or the Huawei Mate S at 400 minutes. H.264 playback, that's at 150 nits as well. 383 minutes, that's 6 hours 23 minutes. Again, not getting close to anything in that comparison table there. A roundup for you then. On the pro side of things, the call quality is very good. There's a good build quality, storage is expandable, and charging is very quick as well. More details about that on the full review. The micro SD slot seems to be pretty fast, and the performance of the processor, even under load, is pretty stable. Good speakers, and that big Quad HD screen has high color accuracy. A little bit weak in contrast though, which might affect outdoor viewability. Design is quite heavy and bulky, and the cameras aren't leading edge cameras. Surface temperatures can get a little bit warm under load, but it's not something to be too worried about. And battery life, as we just mentioned, well, that battery could be bigger given the size and weight of the device. Scoring 86%, if I may add a personal opinion to this, if it's called style, I wonder why it doesn't feel that stylish to me. It feels solid and well built, and obviously is a good quality phone. It's not the stylish phone, not like a Huawei Mate S might be, or an iPhone, or even the Galaxy S6. So strange naming, but whatever the naming is, this is a good phone at 86%. Don't forget to check out the full review on notebookcheck.net or notebookcheck.com for the German version, and we'll see you on the next Notebook Check Tech Review video. Thanks for watching.